Hello, beautiful friends. So, I just want to make this little video because God has been teaching me quite a bit lately on an aspect of just our life and our happiness and our trials and all of that. And when things really don't make sense and what to do from there and all that kind of stuff, and elements of giving up and giving into the pain or whatever. And it's just crazy awesome all that God's been revealing. So, I need to share. So, first, I just want to say, I'll try to keep this short and sweet, but that so it's inevitable that we're going to go through trials. It's inevitable that we're going to have pain and sorrow and confusion and loss of understanding and discomfort, all of that. And I don't really know why it has to happen, but it does. And that's the thing, that the reality is that we do live in a life that's broken, but this is why we need Jesus, because he's not broken. And so I'm listening to this song, and some of the lyrics are like, let me see, I wrote down. Okay, so it's just like, when you lead me to the desert, you will be my water. Or like, when you throw me in the fire, you will be my shield. And like, when I'm in the darkness, you are my morning light. And it's just like things like God is taking us to the desert so we can learn to have him be our water. He's throwing us in the fire so we can learn that he is our shield. He's the one that's going to pull us out of the fire. We can't pull ourselves out of the fire. And when we're deserted in the desert, we cannot create water. God is the water. And like, of course, the cliche darkness and light, but not even cliche, because like, come on, guys. God is literally so bright, and he's the light, and no darkness overcomes him. So, just going off that, my thoughts kind of are is like, there's these storms and these trials that maybe some of us are going through right now, or maybe it's just a season of nothing too crazy, but odds are you've been through a trial before, and it honestly sucks. But the thing is, like, God is not, he's not wanting us to be sad or mad in these. He's literally putting us there to open up our eyes and our hearts to see that there's some area in our life where we're not trusting him, and he wants us to trust him because he literally knows what's best. He wants what's best, and he is the answer. He's the answer to it all. And sometimes we just hiccup over God. Like, we're just like, nope, I'm just gonna do it on my own. Sorry. And so I was going through a little bit of a battle, and I was just really confused. And I personally too thought, I was like, well, it is honestly easier to just do this and all this kind of stuff, and just like thoughts of like, maybe it is easier to just live through those patterns of the world. Maybe it is. And why is it so much of a battle with God? This is not a battle. This is where I was wrong. It's not a battle with God, because he's already overcome. It's a battle with ourselves and our own understanding, and we're choosing not to trust Jesus in those moments, and that's why we're downfalling, because God isn't sitting here being like, you need to be doing this, you need to be doing this, come to this, come to this. No. He's sitting here like, yo, you could go do whatever you want, but I'm letting you know that I'm the greater, and that I have the answers of the peace and love. And also, in any of this pain and sorrow and sadness, like, so today's 9/11, and I was just thinking about that. And I was praying this morning, and I was like, God, like, in remembrance of this day where people felt so much pain on this day. They felt loss, confusion, anger, just lack of understanding and all of that. And then let's just like fast forward how many years it's been. It's been like 16 years. And of course, there's so much remembrance of it, but I guarantee you guys that these people aren't sitting here in that same exact pain, because God's love and his mercy and his grace overcomes all of that pain. Doesn't mean we're not going to go through the pain, but it means that his love is greater, and that he's ultimately creating that path of smooth going love for us. And sometimes it just takes a long time. And so, yes, in remembrance of all the fallen today, and I don't understand it either, but I know that God is greater, and this world is corrupt, and this is why we need Jesus to overcome us. And then it just goes back to just trusting God and a lot that we do. And my whole church service yesterday was about trusting God, and it was just unreal. It was one of those things where God is like present in my life speaking to me, and it's just like, so Jesus tells us to trust him. Like, God tells us to trust him. And there's so many verses in the Bible that are like, do not be afraid. Okay? And it's like, oh, do we not be afraid because life isn't scary? No. We do not be afraid because life is scary, But God is not scary. Life is a trial. Life is a bumpy road. Life is life. It's literally a crazy world we live in. But God is letting us know, do not be afraid, because I have you in my hands. I already got it all under control. I already love you. I already want to redeem you. I already want to renew you. And when you mess up, don't let it define you, because I'm Jesus, not me. Jesus is already here with you. And don't give up, because even in the biggest valley, or at the highest mountain, or in the lowest trench hole, I don't know, He's there. Even when we don't think it, He's there. He's stirring up something awesome. He's creating that perseverance. He's helping us with our faith. He's building us up so we can be disciples of His great word and His nation and His love and His happiness. God is greater, my people. And I don't want anyone to ever feel sad. I don't want myself to feel sad either, in a selfless manner. But we're going to feel sad. But this is why we have each other. And this is why we have sweet Jesus to redeem us and to let us know we don't have to be sad. Okay? So I say, embrace the trials, embrace the storm, embrace the pain, embrace the confusion. Look to God and be like, I'm so confused. I give up on humanity, God. I tried to. And He was like, no, Riley, you're not giving up on humanity, because I need you there to help humanity come to me. Whoa. God wants to use us. Okay. See, this is what I'm saying. There's all a greater thing, and I'm really joy-filled at this. Even in the pain and the sorrow, I would love to be used by God. And God, I believe, is using me sometimes. And so that's just the greatest thing. And I want to remind everyone that we do believe in a God of love and hope and healing and existence and everlasting peace and never-ending grace. I was talking with my friend yesterday, and we were like, when we think of God, we never think of grace. Like, I never, the word grace comes to my mind, like, barely. And I was like, why is that? Because that's the biggest element of God. Grace upon grace literally means no matter what we do, no matter the pain, the sacrifice, the suffering, God's grace is with us. Literally meaning that, yeah, we did that, yeah, it messed up, this, that. God still loves us. He's never leaving us, even when it seems like it's not. And I trust you guys, all right? And believe me, guys, He's used you all in incredible ways, and He will continue to use all of us in incredible ways. And it's a really amazing life that we live if we choose to live it with Jesus. Honestly, there's no other answer, I believe. So that's my little just motivational spiel for the day, because I don't want anyone to just be lacking in that affirmation that God is actually really real and He's really greater, and that the pain doesn't have to defeat us, and the sorrow and the mishap and all of that, but actually that God is a deliverer. He's the healer, and He's the redeemer, and He's the one that literally has His hand grasped around us and is taking us places and is renewing us and is redeeming us and using us. And it's a beautiful life out here. And so let's have an incredible life with Jesus. Okay, much love. And I just pray for everyone today, no matter the pain or the sorrow, that you could just be open about it, that you can just embrace it. And tell your friends, tell your family, tell someone that you're not in a good place, because we love to pray for each other. And that's the greatest thing about the community. And there's no judgment and there's no condemnation, but there is the power of prayer and the power of love that God has equipped all of us with. This level of love doesn't come from anything else. And so we're here, filled with love and happiness and joy, and ultimately a good life when you trust Jesus. Okay, much love. Goodbye.